It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we'll get to see the Eagles' speedy running back. He just crossed the century mark last week with 101 yards. It's the Eagles and the Rams on EA Sports.
Just north of the Delaware Expressway and east of Broad Street, we find ourselves at Lincoln Financial Field in South Philly. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Los Angeles Rams and the Philadelphia Eagles. Alongside my good friend Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Glad to be enjoying another week of football. And Charles, this is a contest that should make a former defender like yourself very happy, that's for sure, because we got a pair of top 5 defenses in the NFL squaring off, and opportunities to score, well, they figure to be extremely limited.
And partner, you know my smile is wide because this is a lot of fun for a guy like me to watch, as you noted. And if there's something else that we both know that these teams take pride in, it's how well their defense have done at controlling games and putting them in a position to win. Something else they're proud of, though, how high they rank in the league. And they're trying to use this game to move up in those rankings and become the top defense in the league.
Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their third-year quarterback.
In his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 17 carries, 101 yards.
And the way they ran the ball last week has to bring a smile to the faces of the entire coaching staff, because not only are they seeing a back pile up yardage, they're seeing an offensive line in sync, and that bodes well this late in the season.
He's going to air one out. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down. The Eagles send out their punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. This is taken at the 18. 13 yards the tally on the return there. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
And it felt like it watching the game tape. He got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it, because they ran the ball some. They threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
And he'll be tackled at about the 35. On play action, they'll throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Murray. They'll look to throw here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. Catch number 44 on the year. It's a first down. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
And he's going to have a Rams first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Morris. And some room to roam now. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. 50 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. And that one heck of a run right there. Once he got loose, you could tell that he was going to run a long way. That was pretty impressive.
And there's an old chestnut of an expression called getting on your horse. And I hate to use it, but I'm going to right here because it absolutely applies. How about the head of steam he had behind him? And he was absolutely galloping downfield. That was something to see.
And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Rams will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turning to his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Eagles offense making their way back out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That's caught over the middle by Hurst. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. His first catch, good for 16 and first.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage. And that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area. So you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And that is incomplete here. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, you know, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
The Rams calling on their nickel set here defensively for 3rd down. Back to throw again. Into the hands of London. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a 1st down for them, too.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Palmer. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. He'll drop to throw. And this, incomplete. He tried to check it down to his running back and nearly had the ball picked. Looking to throw. Forced out to his left. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. The LA defense up the snuff in coverage there, pushes this to 4th down.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Taken in at the 3. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. And they are back to 500 on the year, got the win last weekend, and it's one that kept their playoff hopes alive.
And if you do have those hopes, 500 is not where you want to be at this point of the year. Now, we know they've battled through some rough patches this season, so it now comes down to how they're going to finish. Not out of it, can't afford any more missteps, though.
61 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Back to throw here. Gets this one to Morris. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a 1st down.
Now it's Morris. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Holding, offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this one too low. Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18. Here's Morris. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Rams with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
Seems to me that our friend, old momentum, I think he's definitely changed teams in this game.
It's only going to grow after that sack, and now, heck, they can get the ball back here and possibly even get the lead. Here comes the Rams punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. This is taken at the 18. Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it. And he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Up the middle they go. Palmer. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Palmer, and he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Now back to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 45-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Got a man, it's London. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to get this down near the 25. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. McPherson's kick is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So they get the 3. It was 4th and 1. And I think you were doing what I was doing. I was looking down at the sideline. I'm not sure the offensive unit wanted the 3. They wanted to go for it.
But when have we ever seen a unit that didn't want to go for it in that situation, right? Sometimes it's just way more important to have the points on the board than to worry about any type of a gamble.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
A good gain on 1st has them set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. This is Morris. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. They'll set up a throw. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he will be taken down, but a big play there as it comes just as we reach the 2-minute warning. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. He'll look to throw. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. He got 29 yards that time.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. They'll look to throw again. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. A big win there defensively on 2nd and goal. A loss of 7, and it brings up 3rd.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Interested to see what they dial up here. 3rd and goal with a lot of green between them and the end zone. They'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So on 4th down, Sean McVay going to send out the field goal unit. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And his kick is indeed good. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Eagles offense going to take over late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He finds his man complete. That's Palmer. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And caught by London. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Now another timeout called for by the offense as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Throw out right, taken in by Patterson. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. So we've come to halftime. It's the visiting Rams taking the lead to the break. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. Let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Rams. And it was a tricky half to figure out numbers-wise. They've got the lead, but you'd figure they're definitely talking about ways to get this passing game back on track. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they had a little more success than their counterparts did in the passing game, as evidenced by the numbers there.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Taking it about the 1. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Rams offense ready to begin quarter number 3. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They run again with Morris. To about the 40-yard line.
Holding offense.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. They run with Morris. 89 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he'll get this up to about the 40. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. He'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Now a give right side. It's Morris. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Here's a 2nd and 7. And it's a fumble. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. So that is not the way you want to begin the half when you're only up by 1 score. A turnover right away.
And my guess that in the locker room, that's what the defensive coordinator on the other side was saying. We've got to find a way to get the football back for our offense. And they were able to do it.
So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. And their defense did its job, forcing the takeaway there to start the half, and now can the offense follow suit?
And you'd better believe that one side of the ball feeds off the work of the other, so they'll want to come out, establish some rhythm, and go down and take the lead.
First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
When teams have a tough time running the ball as this one has throughout this game, it's so easy to just say, forget it, let's throw the football. But that's exactly why you stay with the running game. Eventually, you stick with it, you make some adjustments, you often find ways to run the ball better as the game goes on.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And this is caught inside the 5. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great effort there. 40 yards. And the Eagles have taken the lead here this 3rd quarter. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment.
The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Rams offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. Charles, you got to think the #1 goal here is ball security. Remember, last drive they coughed it up. Then they allowed the touchdown, and now they're trailing on the scoreboard.
Boy, the way you described it makes me think that that one actually hurt them 3 times. The fumble cost them potential points. Then they watched their opponent get a touchdown off of the fumble. And third, they lost the lead as a result. Really tough sequence right there. I don't think coaches have to remind them to hold on to the football. They've just got to find a way to get it done.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. They brought him in off the corner, and he gets in to drop him for a loss of 4.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Taking it about the 16. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Eagles will have it taking over 1st and 10. Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
And, oh, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a 1st down.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
On 1st down, Palmer. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. A good action to this point in the 3rd quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Palmer. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. They're going to look to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Three quarters in the books. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead.
Holding offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. A good pickup there, a 22.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Morris, and he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 102 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch victory.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. On the draw, this is Morris. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. On the give, this is their fullback. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he's got his big wide receiver complete. On 2nd down, it's Morris. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. They'll look to throw here. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Up the middle they go. Morris. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. It's a gain of 11 and a 1st down, L.A.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a 1st down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And this is incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Morris. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick here is good. And in the fourth quarter, this game is tied. Well, you talk about clutch. That one was right down Broadway, and this game's all even here in the fourth.
Yeah, he didn't leave any doubt, did he? Good snap, good hold, dead center. Almost like a big-time golfer in a major, firing at a pin from the fairway, trying to win the tournament going down the stretch.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. All tied up, less than 2 minutes to go. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. First down now, but that clock rolling. That's caught by Palmer. Following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Second and 6. He finds his man complete. That's Palmer. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Now a throw here to his running back. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. The Eagles hustling to the line, clock rolling. He finds his man complete. That's Palmer. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. He finds his man complete. It's Palmer. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. 2nd and 8 coming up. Up the middle they go. Russell. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Russell, and a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So all eyes now locked on Evan McPherson. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. This from 51 yards for the win. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and the Eagles are going to win the football game.
Charles, we were treated to an excellent game today, capped off by that second-half comeback. This was a joy to watch.
Entertaining for us. Not so much to the team who led at halftime. And now is leaving here, knowing that they let a win slip through their fingers. Tough one for them to carry home.
So for the Eagles, their very slim playoff hopes remain as they move to 6 and 7 on the year.
And they will hit the road next week to take on Washington.
Meanwhile, for Los Angeles, it's a potentially fatal blow to their playoff chances as they drop to 6 and 7 on the year. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals.